Hi guys, a very good morning to everybody. It's a pleasant morning. We'll try to kickstart with one important topic from logical reasoning. That is absolutely it's gonna be out and out calendars for today, right? One of the interesting topics in logical reasoning, right? So definitely just by knowing all the shortcuts to find the exact you know um, day in the calendar will be very much interesting for everybody, right? So I hope this session will be literally useful for everybody. So before getting into the session of calendars, bringing on all the shortcuts to do that, let me first quickly introduce about myself. So my name is Kabilan and I'm a mechanical engineer. 3 years of teaching experience, and I've also converted various Indian Institute of Managements, right? So you can, if you really want, you know to reach out with social media platform, you can reach out to us in YouTube. You can subscribe to our channel CAT4MBA, and also if you really want to get the exact materials for your structured CAT 2021 preparation, you can follow us on Telegram, a channel named CAT4MBA, right? So, and one important notification actually, so coming December 20th, right? So definitely today we are launching an absolute batch for CAT 2021, and it starts on today, December 20th. And our leading educators for quants, verbal, and LRDI will be handling. So if you really want to enroll in this absolute batch for CAT 2021, you can literally use my promo code of KABI10 and get an absolute 10% off for your subscription, right? And the subscription part, if you talk about, as I told you, you can avail it through my promo code of KBI10 and get an absolute 10% off. So the actual price, it will be around 15,750 for 1 year after availing a 10% off, and 24 months, that is for 2 years, it will be around 18,900. So you can literally save hell out of money. So I personally suggest you get a 1 year or a 2 year pack, so that definitely it's gonna be useful for you guys to start your preparation from the scratch. Okay, so this is our subscription tariff. This will be much more beneficial and flexible from your side as well. So definitely I recommend, right? So today's topic, as I told you, it's going to be out and out calendars. What are all the important shortcuts which we can able to apply to crack the questions here? So getting to start with the basics of calendars. First of all, the most important thing is we have two different types of years, right? That is actually we call a normal year and a leap year, right? So what is the actual difference between a normal year and a leap year? Leap year, if you see, a normal year, we all definitely know that a normal year will have 365 days, right? And a leap year will have 1 day extra, so that a leap year will have 366 days. That is 1 day extra at the month of February 29th, it is exactly, right? So this is the actual difference between a normal year and a leap year, right? And also, one more important thing which you really need to know about the leap year is, if you take a leap year, you know already that a leap year will be having 366 days, right? And the very most important point, if I ask you, leap year happens, once in 4 years, right? So most importantly, what everyone knows about the fact of leap year is, leap year will happen once in 4 years. But there is another important fact which you really need to know about a leap year is, it not only happens once in 4 years, but also happens once in 400 years. Very, very important. So these two things are ultimately important to remember when it comes to leap year. So what is that actually? A leap year happens once in 4 years and also once in 400 years. Okay. So let's say, for example, how to easily find the given year as a leap year. Okay. If that is the case, listen very carefully. Let's say I'll take a year called 1996. Listen carefully, guys. If I take a year 1996 and if I ask you whether the given year is a leap year or not, how to find that? Simply what you need to do, just absolutely divide by 2, sorry, divide by 4, and if you do so, it will exactly give you 499 if I'm not wrong, right? So if a given year, if a normal year, if it gets absolutely divisible by 4, then I can 100% say that that given year is a leap year. Okay. What if I give you a year something like this? If I give you a year 1000, and if I ask you to find whether this thousandth year, whether it is actually a leap year or not, or a normal year, right? What normally you guys will do, you will simply divide it by 1000. If you divide it by 1000, absolutely it will exactly it will get divisible. But that's not the case here. When it comes to the century years, what you really need to remember is once in 400 years for century years. Very, very important. Okay. So what that it means actually, if you want to cross check a normal year, whether it is a leap year or not, you need to divide it by 4. And if you want to cross check for a century years, right, for 100, 200, 300, 400, 1800, 2200 year to be a to be a leap year or not, you should not divide that by 400. Instead, you need to divide this by 400. Okay. So for a century years, you need to divide it by 400 and see whether it is a leap year or not. Okay. I hope you get my point actually. So listen very carefully. So if you try to divide this by 400, this will not exactly divide it. 1000 will not go exactly by 400. Definitely you'll be getting a reminder of 200. So then I can 100% say that the 1000th year is absolutely not a leap year. Okay. I hope you guys are getting my point here exactly. So what you really need to remember, if it is a case for, if it is a case for normal year divided by 4, and if it is a case for century years divided by 400 and see whether the given year is a leap year or not. Okay. So one more important example I can give you. Let's say if I ask you to find the 1100th year, whether this year is a leap year or not, right? What you need to simply do, this 1100th year is actually a century year. If it is a century year, divide it by 400. If you divide it by 400, definitely you'll be getting a reminder of 200. It will not get absolutely divisible. You'll be getting a reminder of 200, right? So if you get a reminder, then I can say that this 1100th year is actually a normal year. It is not a leap year. Very important to remember. Okay. So always remember, if I ask you a normal, a normal year, that is something like normal year means what? If not a century year. Let's say if I ask you a year something like 1762. Listen carefully, guys. If this is one random year I give you, and if I ask you to find whether that year is actually a leap year or not. Okay. Whether that year is actually a leap year or not. So how to do that? This is not a century year. I know that for sure. So what you need to do then? Divide it by 4. Try to cross check whether it gets absolutely divisible by 4. If you do that, no, it will not get divisible by 4. So you will be exactly getting what? 4, 4 and something like this. Reminder 2 will be getting, right? So this not gets absolutely divisible by 4. Then I can say that this is a normal year. Did you get this actually, guys? This is a normal year. If I go for 1972, and if I ask you whether this is a leap year or a normal year, divide this by 4 instantly. So if you do so, 4 times 16, and then 3, 96, and then 3. That's it. 493 times it exactly goes there. I can 100% say that the given year 1972 is actually a leap year. That's it. Okay. Did you get my point, guys? Everybody, did you get my point? I hope it is quite a bit clear for everybody, right? So what you really need to do here, no? Make sure if it is a normal year, you divide it by, if it is a normal year in the sense, if it is not a century year, divide it by 4 and cross check whether that's a leap year or not. If it is a century year, you need to divide it by 400 and check whether that's a leap year or a normal year. So, always remember what is the fact why you are dividing it by 400, because leap year happens once in 400 years for the normal years, but once in 400 years for the century years. Very, very important. Okay. So I hope you guys have got this actually. So if you're really clear with the concept of a normal year and a leap year, then let me quickly take you to the next important concept of odd days. Okay. The next important concept of odd days. So what does this odd days ultimately means, right? So now listen very carefully. If you see this, odd days is actually, if I want to put it in a definition, odd days is actually nothing but extra days from complete week. So first of all, I need to know what is this complete week, right? So what is this complete week? If you see, a complete week will have 7 days, starting from Monday till Sunday. A complete week will have 7 days. So if you get any extra days from a complete week, from a complete of 7 days, then that days is actually called as odd days, right? And one more important point, if I want to make it up here, odd days, it will not exceed more than 6. Very important. The second important point which you really need to remember about odd days is it will not exceed more than 6 ultimately. So if that is the case, listen very carefully, guys. If I give you an example, let's say I have 10 days here. Okay, Bata. So if I have 10 days, and if I ask you how many odd days are there in 10 days, how to do that? First of all, listen, as I told you in the very first point, extra days from a complete week. So in 10 days, you'll be having 1 week and 3 days, right? I can write this 10 days as 1 week and 3 days, right? So ultimately, if you see, this is my extra days from a complete week. So I can 100% say that I have 3 odd days. Very simple as that. Okay. I hope did you get the point here. If I go for 20 days, and if I ask you to find how many odd days are there, first of all, you need to see how many weeks are there here, right? So we'll be having 2 weeks, right? You'll be having 2 complete weeks and 6 days, 6 extra days, right? So I can 100% say that 14 plus 6, that plus 6 is my odd days. Clear everybody? Is that clear for you? If I ask you how many odd days I have in 70 days, then how much it will be? Absolutely, you have 0 odd days. How? You have 10 complete weeks and no extra days. So we can say that you have 0 odd days. That's it. Okay? Is that clear? Is that clear how you can easily find the number of odd days for a n number of days? Okay? You need to sort out first, sectionalize how many complete weeks are there, and after that, how many extra days are there. So you just need to count how many extra days are there. Okay? So I have 0 extra days in the 70 days which I have given you. Then you can 100% say that the number of odd days is 0. That's it. Okay? I hope it is quite a bit clear for everybody, right? So if you're clear with this, then let me just go back to the previous slide where I've given you the concept of leap year and a normal year, right? So now listen very carefully, guys. I know for damn sure that a normal year will have 365 days and a leap year will have 366 days. If that is a case, if that is a case, listen very carefully. Let's say this is my normal year and this is my leap year. Okay. And if I want to exactly find how many odd days are there in the normal year, how to do that? Simply you need to do what? In a normal year, you have 365 days. Simply divided by 7. What you will get? What is the remainder we will be getting? That is what you need to see. So if you do so, let me just do it here. 365 divided by 7. If you do 5 times, it exactly goes 35. And then 1 5. 2 times it is 14. And what is the remainder which you got? The remainder which you got is 1. So it is absolutely clear that a normal year will have 1 odd day. Okay? Simple. So never ever forget this. Very important. A normal year will have 1 odd day. And if you go for a leap year will be having 366 days divided by 7. So definitely it is understood that it will be having 2 days. Very important. So the leap year will have 2 days. So guys, listen very carefully. You need not forget this. A normal year will have 1 odd day. And a leap year will have 2 days. So very important to remember this. If you're really clear with the concept of odd days for a normal year and a leap year, then let me just take you to some of the other important concepts. Let's say if I take for 1 year, that is for a normal year, I'll be having 1 odd day. That is for a leap year, I'll be having 2 odd days. But if I take you to for, let's say, 100 years put together. Now listen very carefully. Guys, listen carefully. If I put it for 100 years together, let's say 0 to 100 years. Now, in 0 to 100 years, if you see, in the 0 to 100 years, definitely what you really need to understand, no? You will be first, you need to see how many normal years you have, how many leap years you have. So how to do that? In 0 to 100 years, don't simply, get 25 leap years you have. That is absolutely wrong. What is the important thing you need to understand here, no? The 100th year, if you see in this one, 100th year happens to be a century year. It is not a leap year. Why? Because it will not get absolutely divisible by 400. So it is very much clear that for 0 to 100 years, you'll be having 24 leap years and the rest of 76 normal years. Okay. 0 to 100 years, you'll be having 24 leap years and 76 normal years. And if I want to find how many odd days, that's my question, no? If I want to find how many odd days are there in 0 to 100 years, it is exactly a leap year will be having 2 odd days. So 24 into 2 you'll be getting 48 plus a normal year will be having 1 odd day. So 76 into 1 is 76. And if you do add this, ultimately you'll be getting 124 odd days. I already told you that when it comes to odd days, it should not exceed 6. But you have 124. So what you can exactly do? Again, sort it out to lesser than 7. What you need to do? Again, divide this by 7. Divide this by 7. Ultimately, it will give you what actually? It will give you What you need to do, guys, divide this 124 by 7. If you do so, this will exactly give you 54, right? 7 and 7, 49. Then what is the reminder which you got? So it is very clear that 100 years will be having 5 odd days. Very, very important. These things are very important to remember, right? And if I go for, let's say, 0 to 200 years, right? If I go for 0 to 200 years, then again I should know the fact that 100th year as well 200th year is not a leap year, right? So if that is the case, then it is very much clear that I'll be having not 50 leap years. I'll be having exactly how many? I'll be having 24 plus 24, 48 leap years. 48 leap years, and the rest of 152 years. That's so. If you get this actually, then quickly try to find the number of odd days for 200 years. No, so 48 into 2 you do will be getting 96 plus 152, right? So if you try to add this, how much exactly? 248 you'll be getting. Divide this 248 by 7. What will be the remainder? The remainder will be ultimately. So for 200 years, you will be having 3 odd days. Very, very important to remember. Okay. What you need to do here, for 100 years, you'll be having 5 odd days. For 200 years, you'll be having 3 odd days. Like in the same way, try to find how many odd days for 0 to 300 years. Yeah. You try to do so. First of all, you'll be how many leap years you'll be having? Again, 300th year is also not a leap year because it will not perfectly get divisible by 400. So 24 plus 24 plus 24 you do, you'll be getting 72 leap years plus how many? 228 normal years, right? 72 leap years and 228 normal years. So if you see this 72 into 2, why? Because into 2, because a leap year will have 2 odd days. So 144 plus 228. If you do so, how much exactly it will be? You'll be getting 372. And 372, if you try to sort out, how many odd days ultimately then? 1 odd day. Okay? Clear, everybody? You'll be having 1 odd day for 300 years. And the last part, ultimately, let's go for a 400 years. Let's see how many odd days for 400 years, right? I'll better do it here. How many odd days for 400 years? So if you take 400 years, most importantly, what you need to remember is 400th year is actually a leap year because it is like it will be that century year will get perfectly divisible by 400. So it's going to be 24 for first 100 years, 24 for second 100 years, 24 for third 100 years, and 25 for the fourth 100 years, right? So it's going to be 97 you'll be getting leap year and 303 normal years, right? So if you do so, the 97 into 2 will give you ultimately 194 plus 300. And ultimately, if you try to add this up, you'll be getting 494. I think what is the mistake which I have done here? 400, right? Sorry, it's going to be what? 400 means 97 plus. Be careful while doing this. Yeah. So it's going to be 97 plus 303, right? So if you do so, then here you'll be getting not 300, it's going to be 303. So ultimately you'll be getting 497. The sum you'll be getting 497, and if you try to find the number of odd days here, then exactly you'll be getting 0 odd days. That's it. So guys, let me just simply formulate the number of odd days for 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, and 400 years, so that will give you a much more clarity. Now listen carefully. Let me just erase it. Okay, let me just erase it. So what you really need to remember here now, I better write it here. So for 0 to 100 years, that is for 100 years, you'll be having 5 odd days. For 200 years, you'll be having 3 odd days. For 300 years, you'll be having 1 odd day. And for 400 years, you'll be having 0 odd days. That's it. So guys, listen very carefully. This is really important. You need not forget this, number of odd days for the, 0 to 100 years, right? So if you're clear with this, let me just quickly ask you, what will be the number of odd days for 1600 years? The number of odd days for 1600 years will be ultimately 0. How? If the number of odd days for 400 years is 0, then all the multiples of 400 will be ultimately 0 only. 1600 is a multiple of 400, so absolutely 0. And if I ask you what is the number of odd days for 2100 years, if I ask you to find the number of odd days for 2100 years, I can simply divide this as 2000 plus 100. Now listen carefully. The number of odd days for 2000 years is 0, and the number of odd days for 100 years is how much? 5. So the number of odd days for 2100 years is 5. That's it. Very simple as that. So if you really know the number of odd days for 100, 200, 300, and 400 years respectively, then you can find the number of odd days for n number of years. So that is really, really important. So this is the main intention. I've took all these sort of calculations and how we got the number of odd days for the respective 100, 200, 300, and 400 years. Okay. I hope it is clear for everybody. So if you're clear with the concept of years or days, let's get quickly move on to the concept of odd days for the months exactly, right? So how to find the number of odd days for the month? So now listen very carefully. I know in a year I'll be having 12 months, and if we straightly go for January will have how many days exactly? January will have how many days? 31 days. February will have 28 days for a normal year and 29 days for a leap year. And March again 31, April 30, May 31, June 30, July 31, August is also 31, September 30, October 31, November 30, December 31. So these are the respective days for the respective months actually. Now simply what you need to do, if you want to find the number of odd days for the respective months, I know the fact that January will have 31 days. 31 days means how many odd days ultimately? 31 days I can write it as what? 4 weeks plus 3 days. So 3 is my odd day. So 4 complete week, it will goes away. So 3 odd days is my number of odd days for January. And February, you see, 28 means 0 odd day for a normal year and 1 odd day for a leap year. And 31 again 3. 30 will be 2 odd days, right? And then 31 again 3. 30 will be again 2. So like in the same way, you'll be having 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, and that's it. So guys, these are the respective odd days for the respective months here actually. Okay, so very important. So you really need to remember, if not you can able to remember, try to have this in sort of easy tricks, so that a lot of people how they actually try to find the number of days for the respective months. They will try to do this like with the fingers, like folding your fingers, and they will like to try to count it like this: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and then August is again 31. So this is how they will do that. But it's very mandatory that if you really want to find the number of days for the respective months, I think you can able to easily remember. If it is a 31 day, it is 3 hour day. 30 day means it is 2. And 28 day and 29 day for the month of Feb, for a leap year and normal years, it's going to be 0 and 1. Very simple as that. Okay. So I hope you guys are clear with the concept of odd days for the respective years, respective months, and the days. We all know that already, right? So this is gonna be the out and out complete briefing of calendars. And if you're really clear with this, let me just quickly step on to the interesting journey of finding what is the exact day on Feb 9, 1979. So guys, now listen very carefully. See, if normally those the people who don't know how to find the exact day here, what they'll be simply doing, they'll be trying to search in Google, or simply they will go and search it in the calendars. But for example, you will not get a 1979 calendar as of now. You'll be getting only 2020 or 21, which is gonna come in a couple of days together. But normally, what people do, they will try to do it, search it in the mobile. But think of this ability. If I say your random date and if I ask you to find what is that day exactly, that's going to be outstanding, no? Right? So this technique, we're going to take it up here, take it up as a challenge, and let's try to do that. How in a smarter way, within some 30 seconds, you can able to crack this question. Okay. So this is ultimately important. So let's get to know what are all the easy important things which we can really take it up and try to solve this sort of questions. Okay. So first question, let's try to find this. Let me put it with the exact date. Actually, it is 9/2/1979. I need to find what day it is exactly. Okay. So listen carefully. As we know already the concept of odd days. First, let me start with a year. Okay. Let me start with a year and let's try to find how many odd days the given year has. Okay. So if you see this year 1979, if I ask you a question whether this year 1979 is 100% completed, definitely not. Only till 8th of February of this year 1979 is over. The rest of 9 months are to be finished. So I can definitely say that this year 1979 is not 100% over. So what you need to do simply then, you need to do n-1 for the year. What is that n-1? I can 100% say that the year 1978 is absolutely finished, 100% over. Till the year 1978 is absolutely over. So if that is the case, I'll be finding how many odd days for the year 1978. So how to sectionalize this? This thing can be exactly written as 1600 plus 300 plus 78. What is that intention here? I can 100% say that 1600 is a multiple of 400, so that it will be having 0 odd day. And 300, how many odd days for 300 years? 1 odd day. And you need to only simply find how many odd days for 78 years. So how to do that? For 78 years, you need to first simply see how many normal years are there and how many leap years are there. Okay. So how to do that? 78 years. If you want to find how many leap years, simply take 78 and divide it by 4. If you do so, this will exactly give you 19. So 19 means 36. A reminder, you don't care about the reminder, whatever the case may be. What is the question which you got? 19. So I can 100% say that 19 leap years you have in 76 years, 78 years. And the rest of how many? It's going to be 59 if I'm not wrong, right? So 59 normal years, right? So again, if you try to do 19 into 2, if you do, you'll be getting 38 plus 59. How many days you have? 97 days which you have got. 97 days means how many odd days then? Try to divide this by, 7. If you try to divide this by 7, 97 divided by 7 you do. They'll exactly go 7, 2, 7 and then 3, 21. So the remainder what you got is 6, right? So the odd days which you have here is 6. And don't forget to add this 1 also. 1 is also the odd day which you have got. So 6 plus 1 is what ultimately? 7 odd days. 7 odd days means ultimately, I told you already that in this previous thing itself, odd days should not exceed more than 6, right? I told you already. So if that is the case, you got 6 plus 1, 7 odd days. So it's gonna be ultimately 7 means it will be 0. 0 days. That's it. Okay. 7 means 0 days. And if you see, let's go for the month. Again, if you go for the month, I can 100% say that the month also doesn't have, if you take this month February, only the 8th of February is still over. 9th has started. So the month is not, again 100% completed February. So again, you need to do n-1 for the month. So you need to take only the January till the January month into account. So what is the number of odd days for the January month alone? It is 3. So it is very clear that the given month will be having 3 odd days. That's it. And if you go for the days, if you take a day 9, 9 means how many odd days? 1 week and 2 extra days. So 2. That's it. Now try to add all the odd days now for the respective years, months and days. So you'll be getting how many? 5 odd days. Now listen very carefully. If you got 1 odd day, then it's going to be Monday. If you got 2 odd days, then it's going to be Tuesday. If it is 3, Wednesday. 4, Thursday. 5, Friday. And 6, ultimately it's going to be Saturday. And 7, if you go, 7 will not be there. If it is 0, then it's going to be Sunday. So this is really, really important. I just want to really highlight this. Okay. So very important, this one, guys. What is that actually? If you got 1 odd day, then the respective day is Monday. If it is 2, Tuesday. Very easy to remember, no? Nothing to complicate. So how many odd days you have got it for the given question here? How many odd days which you have got it for the given question? You have got the number of odd days to be 5. So if it is 5 means, then what will be the exact day for a given exact date here? Then it's going to be option C, ultimately Friday. So what was the day on Feb 9, 1979? It's going to be ultimately Friday. Okay. So this may seem like a very big process initially if you're starting with the very first question. But if you try to get on with this more and try to practice this often, then I can 100% assure that this will be literally time saving, and literally you can able to do this within a matter of 20 seconds, not even maximum 20 seconds. Okay. This thing comes only by the practice, and most importantly, if you can able to do all these sort of things in mind itself, then definitely you can able to get the exact day very quickly. Okay, not even wasting so much time in it. Okay, very important. So guys, if you are literally clear with this, let me just quickly go for the second question of this session, and I just want everybody to give it a try for the second question and let me know what is the exact day for the given week on 6th June 1999. Quickly. Yes. Yes, Aryan. Yes, to address your question, let me just quickly go to that. Yeah. So if you see this, you have asked me why I added 38 plus 59, right? I just let you know. Listen very carefully. So if you see here, I got 78 years. Only see, for 1600 years, I know I have 0 odd days, but you know the fact that a 400 year will have 0 odd days. If 400 years have 0 odd days, then all the multiple of 400 years will be having 0 odd days only. Okay, you know that for sure. Then 300 years will be having 1 odd day. So if I want to find for 78 years, first of all, I need to see how many leap years are there in the 78 years and how many normal years are there in the 78 years. So what I simply do, I'll divide the 78 by 4. If you divide the 78 by 4, why by 4? If you divide this by 4, exactly you'll be getting the question to be 19. Don't, consider the reminder. You should not consider the reminder here. You need to consider only the question to find the number of leap years. So in 78 years, you will be having 19 leap years. If 19 are leap years, then the rest of 59 years will be normal years, right? And if I want to find the number of odd days, see, I know the fact that a normal year will have 2 odd days, and a leap year will have 2 odd days, and a normal year will have 1 odd day, right? So 19 into 2, if I do, I'll be getting 38. And the normal year I have 1 odd day only. So 59 into 1 I do, I'll be getting 59. That's it. So now if you try to add the number of odd days, 59 plus 38 will give you 97. So 97 odd days which you have got, but you already know the fact that, as I told you here in the definition, odd days, if you take, odd days should not exceed more than 6. What you need to do? You need to sort out to be lesser than 6. So again, this 97, if you try to divide this by 7, you'll be ultimately getting the remainder to be 6. So for 97 odd days, if you again try to sort it out, you will be getting 6 odd days. Better not stop with this. 6 odd day plus 1 odd day, you need, if you add 6 plus 1, you'll be getting 7 odd day. If you get 7 odd days, then ultimately it is 0 odd day only. What is the again fact which you know? Odd days should not exceed more than 6. So if it is 7, the number of odd days is 0. So for the given year, you have 0 odd day. For the given month, as you know already, the month is not also again 100% over. You need to do, always remember, defaultly you need to do n-1 for the year and n-1 for the month, which means you need to take the previous year and previous month into consideration. Okay. So for month, if you go for January have 3 odd days, so I'll take 3. And if you go for the given date exactly, so 9 days you have, 9 days nothing but 1 week plus 2 extra days, so you have 2 odd days. So if you try to add up all the odd days, 2 plus 3 plus 0 will give you 5 odd days. And if it is 5 odd days, then ultimately I can say that if it is 5 odd days, means the exact day is Friday. Yes? Clear Aryan? Very good Aryan. So if you're clear with this, let me just quickly take you to the second question. At least give it a try, okay? I know this will be sort of, if you are first getting exposed to this concept, it will be slight a bit tricky for you, but make sure you give a decent attempt for the second question. And I'm just looking for the right answer for this. If you can able to tell this rightly, yeah, quickly. How to do that? How to do that? Yeah, listen carefully. Let me just do this for you. I'll just give you a quick glance of how to do this in a faster way. Let's see whether you can get my wavelength, right? So now what I do, I'll simply write the date here. It's going to be 16/6/1999. So quickly what I'll do, I'll be doing n-1 for the year, right? So n-1 means 1998 years I'll be having. So that if I try to divide this, I'll be getting 1600 plus 300 plus 98. So only for 98, if I try to find the number of leap years, I'll be having 24 leap years, and the rest of 74 will be normal years. So this is leap year, this is going to be normal year. And if I try to find the number of odd days here, it's going to be 48 plus 74. If I do, I'll be getting how much? 122. So 122 means how many odd days then? 122 means it's going to be 3 odd days. Already you have 1. So you have 3 odd days here, right? So 3 plus 1, it will be 4. 4 odd days for the years. Quickly go for the month. For month also, you need to do n minus 1. N minus 1 means till May. That is till May you need to see. I'll quickly take you to this slide actually. So n minus 1 means if it is June, till May you need to see. Okay, till May you need to see. And most importantly, you need to cross check whether the given year 1999 is a leap year or a normal year. 100% very sure that 1999 is a normal year. So if it is a normal year, what you need to do, you need to add 0 for a month of February. If the given year is a leap year, you need to add 1 for the month of February. So till January, so from January till May, if you try to count the number of odd days, 3 plus 1, 0, 0 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 2, 8, 8 plus 3, 11. So you have got 11 odd days. You have got 11 odd days for the month. 11 means again you need to sort it out lesser than 7. 11 means what? 7 plus 4. So you'll be having 4 odd days again. And if you take the days, days means what? You'll be having 2 weeks and 2 extra days. That's it. So now try to add all the odd days now. 4 plus 2, 8, 8 plus 2, 10. So 10 means again what? How many odd days? 3 odd days. If it is 3, then I can 100% say that the given, date, the given, date, the exact day is Wednesday. It is very easy to find it lesser than 20 seconds now. You can able to do this now. Just by practice, it will come just only by the practice. Make sure you put enough practice in this. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the chat session so that I can able to address that. Yeah. We have got that to be Wednesday, Aryan. Can you please kindly cross check where you actually went wrong? How many odd days you have got for the years actually? How many odd days you have got for the years? If you see this, I'll first slowly explain this. Okay, I'll slowly explain this to you. Let's get to know whether you can listen this carefully. See, 1999, I need to do what? 1998. Don't forget to do n minus 1 for the year and n minus 1 for the month. Defaultly, you need to do that irrespective of the given date. Okay, you need to do that, must, mandatory. So I'll be taking 1998 years into account, and then I'll try to divide this as 1600 plus 300 plus 98. I'll be finding how many odd days for 98 years. 98 years will be having 24 leap years and the rest of 74 normal years. So 24 means the number of odd days will be 48, and 74 normal years means the number of odd days will be 74. If you try to add up these two, you'll be getting 122. 122 divided by 7, you do the remainder, you'll be getting us to be 3. So 3 odd days you got for 98 years. Don't forget to add this 1 odd day for the 300 years. This is what the the mistake most of the people they do while adding the number of odd days for the years. No, they'll try to forget adding this odd day 1 for 300 years. So 3 plus 1 you do, you'll be getting 4 odd days for the given year. Okay. And if you go for the month, you need to do n minus 1 so that you need to get till the 5th month, till May. Till May, you need to add the number of odd days. Yes, Aryan. Yes, Aryan. What you really need to understand here, no? Like as we did in the previous question also, the first question what we did, 1979 is the year given for you. But what was the year we took into consideration? The year what we took into consideration is what? 1978. Did you get this actually? Why we took n minus 1 for the years? Because I know definitely that 1979 year is not 100% over. Like in the same way, if you go for the second question also, if you take this 1999, this year 1999 is not 100% over, right? It is not 100% over. So I'll be taking 1998 years into account, not 1999 years into account, right? So don't forget to do n minus 1 for the years and n minus 1 for the month. Okay, that is really important, right? So if that is the case, you need to find only 1998 years how many odd days, not 1999. Okay, that is the main intention for the month as well. If you take the month June, June is not 100% completed. Only the 5th till 5th of June is completed. 6th, sorry, not 5th, 15th of June is completed. 16th of June is just started. Okay, so June month is also not over. So what you need to do, but you know that the 5th month, that is May month, is 100% over. So till May month you need to take. So that is why you do the n-1 for the years and the month. Okay. So if you do so for month, you will be getting 4 odd days. That is, if you try to add the number of odd days for the from January to May, you'll be getting, try to add all the odd days. No, you'll be getting 11 odd days. That is plus 3 plus 0 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3. You'll be getting 11 odd days. In spite of getting 11 odd days, it should not exceed more than 6. So what you need to do, again cut short this. How many odd days for 11 days? For 11 days, you'll be getting 4 odd days. So 4 odd days for the month. And for 16 days, it will be 2 odd days. So try to add all the odd days. No, 4 plus 4 plus 2 will be getting 10. And 10 again, if you try to sort it out, you'll be getting 3 odd days. So if you get 3 odd days, nothing but Wednesday. That's it. Okay. It will, very good, Aryan. I hope you're clear with this. Yeah. So if you get this exactly, I'm damn sure this process comes only by the practice. The more and more, what you really need to do now, take some random dates, whatever day comes in your mind. Take your mom's birthday, take your brother's birthday. Try to cross check whether that day is exactly what day he was born. Okay, that will be literally interesting. You can try it out with your friend circle as well. This is literally a magic or a trick which will really work if you can able to do it faster as much as you can. Okay, maybe in 1 or 2 dates you will not get it the right exact day, but try to focus on, try to practice it until you get the right exact day what it is. Okay, if you can able to do that, then literally for sure you'll be getting this. And one more important notification I just want to pitch up here: the complete weekday batch of CAT 2021, it's gonna be starting up today, that is on December 20th. If you are really interested, you can quickly enroll. And if you really want me to give you a favor, I can give you my referral code of KABI10, where you get an absolute 10% off in your subscription tariff. Okay, so this is absolutely for you. You can kindly take it up, guys. Okay, and the next important thing is, yeah, the third question I'll pitch up here. Now listen, the third question. The third question, if you see, they're asking you to find which of the following is not a leap year. Listen very carefully, guys. They have given you some 4 options here. Out of the 4 options, you need to see which option is not a leap year. How to do that? You know that already. I'll again try to recall this again. If you take a leap year, what are the 2 valid points? A leap year, it happens once in 4 years for a normal year. And the second important point is once in 400 years. Once in 400 years for century years. So these are the 2 important facts which you really need to remember when it comes to leap year. So now listen carefully. This 700, it happens to be a century year. So for 700, what you need to simply do, whether 700, if it is a century year, you need to divide it by 400. Whether it will get exactly divisible by 400, definitely not. Then I can say that 700 is not a leap year, right? If you go for 800, 800 happens to be a century year. If you divide 800 by 400, it will get absolutely divisible by 400. So 800 is a leap year. 1200, absolutely it is again a multiple of 400. Again 1200 is a leap year. 1300, again a century year. If you divide it by 400, this will not exactly divisible by 400. So in this question, third question, if I want to address it, which of the following is not a leap year, then I would say 700 and 1300 year or not a leap year. Okay, did you get this? Very good, Aryan. Very good. You've got the answers right. Very good. Yeah, that's it. So if you're really clear with this, whenever you get a century year, make sure you divide it by 400 and try to cross check whether it gets absolutely divisible. That is a leap year. If it is not by 400, then it is not a leap year. That's it. Very simple as that. Okay, clear? So this is what the question we have right now. And I just want everybody to give it a try for the fourth question. Yeah, give it a try for the fourth question. What is that? The first Republic Day of India, we know that it was celebrated on 26th of Jan 1950. Yeah, that is our first Republic Day of India. So let me just quickly write it, 26/1 1950. Okay, and you are asked to find what day it was exactly. You are asked to find what day it was exactly. So quickly do this now. What day it will be exactly. How to do this? I'm just looking for the answers quickly. Yes, guys, how to do this quickly? How to do this? Let me just start up with this now. The given year is 1950, but never ever forget to do n-1 for the year. So we need to take 1949 into account. And if you try to do, sectionalize this, this will be 1600 plus 300 plus 49. Only for 49 years, you need to see how many leap year and how many normal year. No, Aryan, no. Defaultly, you need to do n-1 for the month as well, because you know already that January is not 100% completed. So n-1 minus 1 you do, what will be the odd day for the month? 0. Because you don't have any month. So odd day is 0. That's it. Simple. Okay. Let's go. This is year actually. 49. 49 means how many leap years you'll be having? You'll be having 12 leap years, no, if I'm not wrong. You'll be having 12 leap years. And the rest of how much? 37. 37. So this is 12 leap years and the 37 normal years, right? And it's going to be 24 plus 37 you do. It will be ultimately 61. 61 means how many odd days? 61 means how many odd days? Quickly tell me. 5 odd days if I'm not wrong. And 1 odd day you have for the month of, for the 300 years, right? So don't forget to add this 5 odd days along with this 1. So 5 plus 1 will give you 6. And 0 odd days for the month. And 26, if you see, 26 will be how many odd days then? 21 plus 5. 5. So if you try to count the number of odd days, you'll be getting 11. 11 odd days means it will be ultimately 4. 4 means it will be ultimately Thursday. Did you get this? Did you get this, everybody? Did you get this? Yeah. The exact answer for the fourth question is Thursday. You're getting this trick. You're getting this trick. Is that clear, everybody? I hope you guys would have got a bird's eye view about how to kickstart with calendars, how to get it practiced in depth. Yeah. Yeah, Aryan, I could understand. I could understand. That's the main intention. I always, keep on repeating these things in head, because normally if you start with calendars, no, what normally people do, no, they'll slightly, simply take 1950 into account. Don't do that. If you have been given with a date, quickly go and do n-1 for the date and month. Quickly go and do that. Okay. Then take the respective year and the month into consideration. Okay, don't exactly take what year is given to you. Do n-1 and take that year for you. Okay, so normally people do this mistake what Aryan did, and also they will do this mistake also. I'll tell this. They will forget to add this one odd day for 300 years. Despite of getting 5 odd days for the 49 years, they'll simply write 5 odd days here. Don't do that. Try to add this one odd day for 300 years also. They will forget it sometime. Some people. Okay, so 5 plus 1, it's going to be 6 odd days. Okay, if you miss out any one odd day also, that will absolutely reflect in your answer. So you need to be really conscious while finding the number of odd days. Clear? Very good, Aryan. So if you're really clear with this, let me just wind up with this session, and hopefully in the tomorrow session exactly at 11 o'clock, we'll try to start up with the rest of the questions. So with this, I'm going to tell you one more important notification that is on today. We are launching the iconic CAT 2021 batch on 20th of December. So definitely there will be an option of, for you to ask your doubts, get it clarified, and highlighted course structures will be there, and you will be getting absolute solutions for whatever questions which you are facing 24/7. Okay, if you're really interested, kindly have a go through for this actually. Okay, so with this we can wind up the session. Thank you guys, everybody. Yes, have a good